So I finished a refinance on a property, and so I was debating what do I do? Should I keep it as a long term or should I try short term? So I decided to flip my property as a short term rental.
Mm.
So for the past like 2 weeks, I've been buying furniture, getting all the small stuff for that property. And so my goal, like really, really, I want to get it all set up by max next, by 2 weeks, have everything done, meaning, have it set up with all the furniture, have my page on Airbnb set up and start like advertising on Furnished Finders or finding other outlets where I can start marketing this property. So that's my top priority for the first, for these 2 weeks.
Okay. So right now your goal is just to refurnish the property and get it up on the Airbnb website. Is that what I heard?
Yes. Yes, yes. That's it. Yep.
Okay. So that's definitely like that just sounds like a really time consuming because I'm sure there's a lot of little steps in that.
Yeah, yeah, there is. There is. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good to know what you're focusing on this week. What about someone else? Louis, did you want to go or Karina or Esther?
I mean, for me, for the next 2 weeks, since I, pretty much finished the basement as far as throwing things away, like cleaning up. Another challenge is the main floor and the second floor. So I still have quite a few things as far as getting things out of the drawer and probably start packing things that in daily I don't use it. And I already get a couple estimates of things that I need, but I need to work, like really make a plan with my husband and make a calendar and say, hey, by this day we have to have this done, they have to have this done, and I need to call these people for estimates. So it's still the same priority, which I mentioned to you before, Jennifer, that this month I really need to concentrate in clearing because I have the basement, the first and second floor, and second floor. And being here like almost 20 years, it's a task and it's tedious. So that's my priority.
Yeah. What are you getting estimates for again?
I'm gonna be getting estimates on painting on the house and the floor and appliance and the basement. Yeah, like the basement wasn't I mean, it was just like plain, like we never fix it. But now we're gonna put a new bathroom, we're gonna put a floor, like drywall, plumbing, electric, like it's a lot of work.
I got you. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot going on in this house. So yeah, I mean, I wish I can get another property, but I think this is my priority and I shouldn't be wasting. This is mainly my priority. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I get that.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so that's gonna be your priorities. Okay, and then
It,
Karina or Louis?
and I just
Oh,
want to say the purpose of this is because I'm selling it. That's why.
yeah. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Selling that property. You want top dollar for it,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
I got you. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Louis or Karina, what are you guys trying to focus on? I mean, you don't gotta share for the 2 weeks, but definitely for the week, what you really want to work on.
Okay, I'll go next. So what I'm really focused on this week is I need to hit my workouts in the morning, Monday through Saturday, from about 8:30 to 10:30 in the morning, and then at night from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And then my second priority is probably to focus on my nutrition, to hit all my meals, my 8 o'clock meal, my 10:30 o'clock meal, my probably 1 o'clock meal, my 3 o'clock, and my 5 o'clock. Um, I mean, kind of for what I'm doing right now, this is a priority. And because I don't have it scheduled, I miss meals, I miss meal times. I'm pretty good about going to all my workouts, especially the 9 a.m. class. I'm there for sure. 8:30, I get there at 8:15. start my workout at 8:30, finish at 10:15, and then have my meal. And then for sure, I'm going to my Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday workouts at 8 o'clock to 10. But I'm trying to hit, I've been starting going Friday at 7 to 8:15 a workout, and then do my fighters training on Saturday after I get a personal training session done. So that's really my priority. Then followed by my next priority is to move into a property. I already secured the financing for one of them. Like I said, I'm looking for a commercial loan for my second property.
Mm,
But like that's a priority, but ultimately for me, my health and nutrition, it comes first, then one of the properties that I'm working on. But I have a couple other projects. Those are secondary. Those are in a third position. And I've been good on those. I do feel that, you know what I mean, I do need a lot of rest time with my workouts. I have kind of like I need some downtime. My brain is kind of like a little tired. My body's tired. So I need to make sure that I have like a nap time scheduled. I need to make sure I have some recovery time scheduled, I don't necessarily like to watch TV, but one of my coaches did say, hey, when you're in the gym all the time, you need distraction. You need to watch 230 minutes of cartoons, watch a funny movie or something just to let your mind wander a little bit.
mm,
And I mean, I think if I know that if I get on the schedule, I'm gonna hit those workouts, I'm gonna hit my meals, I'm gonna track my calories. I need to do that too. I haven't been tracking calories. I was over calories last week by at least 800 a day.
mm.
So those to me are my priorities right now. I did sit down today and I did track my meals, and it took time. You know what I mean? Time that I say I don't have. And like you said, I put my phone down today for at least an hour more than I usually am on. And in that hour, I got all my meals tracked. I went and I finished another business that I was working with somebody. So I know that uh, I know that I'm really good with scheduling. I think it's just that I always put it on the back burner. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, and I know what to do. And it ends up coming back on me because I didn't do the schedule. I didn't run, my numbers or my hours, and this is how much you're supposed to rest. And 1 hour means 1 hour, not take a 45-minute nap and not get up for 2 hours. You know what I mean? So I think I need to get better at that.
Okay, okay, that's good. So I heard it essentially it's always hit your workouts, hit your meals. You got to move into your property and secure that financing and track your food. It's essentially track food and calories, right? Uh,
That's exactly.
that's what I heard. Okay, cool. And then and this is we're voicing it because then it helps you really like one, you're putting it out there, you're gonna remember that's the accountability part. Everyone hears you, and then you're more likely to like make it happen because you don't want to come back and be like, I didn't do it, right? Like you want to be like, yeah, I did it, guys. So, Karina, what is it that you wanted to focus on this week?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, my daughter wants her hair braided before she goes to sleep. So for the next 2 weeks, I need to work on a 27-page essay that's due by finals week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I have to do 2 exams for a course that I took. And I also have to study for the public adjuster class because I failed the exam and I just gave up. Like I just put it to the side, and then midterms came, taxes came, and I'm just trying to put it back onto my schedule.
Okay.
Um,
So study for the public adjuster's exam.
yes, study for the public adjuster exam.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to finish cleaning out the books for me to do the taxes because I didn't make the extension, which was Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to finish that within the next 2 weeks to get it done.
Oh, okay. So definitely then even like working on your books for your business.
Yes. And it's my first year doing it. So I'm learning as I go. So it's kind of hard.
What are you using? QuickBooks?
No, I don't know how to use QuickBooks like that yet. So I am doing an Excel spreadsheet,
Mm-hmm.
but someone did tell me that on QuickBooks it's easier because you just link the bank account.
Yeah.
But then I don't want to mess something up.
It is. So I use an Excel spreadsheet that I can share with you, and it already has the formulas there so that when you are tracking your income and everything that's coming in, and everything that's going out, it's on a month-to-month basis. So that this way, when you're done, usually what I do is I put it all on that sheet, and then I just send it to my accountant, and boom, I'm done. Um, so it's not QuickBooks where it's grabbing stuff from the accounts. You have to like go there and go through every receipt and go through everything, all your expenses, and then know how much you're bringing in. But if you don't have, like, if you're just doing it on your own, but if you need an Excel spreadsheet, I could give you one if you haven't started one already.
That would help because I did start one, but I'm just like, I've been here for hours.
Yeah.
La cabeza.
Yeah, no. I've been using this Excel spreadsheet for years. It's been like 10 years. Like, I don't want to go anywhere else. Like, it's just my life is easier with it. So
Yeah, that's what I read. Like QuickBooks, see if like one thing, like you got to take classes, and I'm just like, oh, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, no. You just plug in the numbers, plug in what's coming in, plug in what's going out, and then it'll tally it all up for you.
All right, thank you so much.
No problem. Just if I don't send it tonight, text me because I will forget.
Okay, I'll send a reminder.
Okay, cool. So you got to work on then, let me see, I was taking notes. That's why I'm looking over here because I'm taking notes. Cleaning up your books, public adjuster exams. You got to study for your public adjuster exam. You got to work on 2 additional exams for school, and then you have to do a 27-page essay. Is that what I got correct?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's go. I wanted to share this tiny habits because I recognize, and it happens to all of us, and sometimes you don't feel like doing that dang calendar, right? Like sometimes you're like, no, I don't want to do the calendar. I don't feel like doing the calendar because that takes time in itself. So I thought if you can create, example like Lewis, right? You know for a fact you're going to be working out this time to this time and this time to that time, morning and night. Like that's like essential. Someone's waiting for you. It's easier to be accountable to that. But like those meal times, you're struggling because you know you have to eat every 2 to 3 hours. That might be a little bit more difficult. And sometimes you can't schedule it on the calendar. So if you create it as a habit, meaning attach it to something that you have to do, right? So let's say, I don't know, if you have, you take lunch at every single time, or that you brush your teeth at this time, you brush your teeth 3 times a day. Like, for example, you attach that habit to it. You watch a program at this time. Maybe you have to watch this, or maybe you have to do a training at this time. Like, attach that habit to it. Sometimes it will help, not in all circumstances, but definitely if you can attach something to another habit, it will make it easier for you to get it done, So sometimes that helps. Like sometimes if I have to work, especially when I was doing the 75 hard challenge, I was on the bike and I was reading. Like I was trying to do 2 things at once. Let me kill 2 birds with 1 stone real quick here. Sometimes I will run and do phone calls because it's like, like let me try to like get some work done here. I have to make the phone call anyways, right? So might as well try to like combine 2 things, and I usually do that. So try to find, just to make life easier, 2 things you can combine that doesn't require you to think. Like, we know when you run, you don't really think. Sometimes your mind wanders when you're running. This is just an example, right? So attach it to something like, okay, I can make a phone call while I'm running because my body's going to move no matter what. So that's kind of like attaching a habit to a pre-existing habit will help. Make them small, right? Don't make the habits small things that you have to do, because if you try to do like huge things, like some of you guys maybe have to do, you want to meditate. Meditate 5 minutes a day. Well, you're going to meditate while you're brushing your teeth. You're going to meditate while you're driving. Find those little chunks of time that you can find. I'm even trying to think for like I did this. Maybe it might help you. I don't know if it'll help you, Karina, but when I was driving my exam for my license, for the real estate license, and I knew the drive was going to be about 40 minutes, I was just like playing the video of the class while I was driving, like, like just like playing it in the background. Like at the end of the day, this is here. I'm gonna pick up something. I'm gonna get a refresher on something, right? So I'm trying to like kill two birds with one stone. I'm trying to find ways that I can maximize time. Because if you're just driving and listening to music, but if you could drive and listen to an audiobook or watch a class or do something productive like that, that saves a lot of time. Um, just things that I like to do. No worries. Yeah, keep braiding. I get it. Celebrate when you execute your tiny habit. So when you do that tiny habit, like celebrate that you did it and you got it accomplished. There's nothing wrong with that. However, you can reward yourself for it, right? So some people do that and it helps them when it manages their time. Like I will eat a cookie. I've heard of people do this. Like I'm not lying. You're laughing, right? Like I will have a glass of wine. I will give myself a cookie. I will, give myself 10 minutes of TV. Whatever it is, but reward yourself for accomplishing that goal. However, whatever gives you that satisfaction, right? There's no right or wrong. But definitely celebrate yourself for getting it done. And then, so let's just go real quickly. How did last week go? Share a success and a struggle. So just all from, the past week, how managing your time. Who wants to go first?
I think for me, I'll start off. I think for me, a success for me was that I pretty much went to all my trainings. I think I did either a 10 or 11. And that's with being in Mexico, with travel time. What I did not do good, and that for me was a priority, was making sure I got those workouts in. What I was really disappointed in was that I did not track my calories. I did not um I did not eat on schedule. You know what I mean? Like my eating was off. And then I guess another success was that I did put a lot of time into doing some business consultations that I had going, into working on some projects that I had going, into talking to wholesalers and agents and looking at properties and keeping in communication with one of my contractors. I did really well at that. But I think where I feel that I needed more, needed to be organized better at was in that, hey, it only took 5 minutes to make a snack, and instead you left the house without a snack. And if I have to put in my calendar, hey, make snacks for the whole week, whatever it is, a piece of fruit, some chicken or something, I need to do that because those are the things that I care about the most, and those things are it's what is affecting me the most because I need to perform in certain areas. And if I'm not doing that at home right now when I have the time for it, later on when things get more stressful, I have to commit more time to doing other projects or to being in the gym more or traveling, I won't do those things. So that's kind of where I had some ups and downs this past couple of days.
Okay. And if anyone has any ideas and you guys want to chime in and just share a thought, have you thought of something? Feel free. Like this is like a group effort here, right? But one thing I thought of, like that biggest thing I thought was just prepping it, right? Like schedule yourself time, Sunday night, Saturday, whatever makes sense for you, Lewis, and just kind of put it all there, like whatever you can, and make it easy. Like I don't know what your snacks look like, or even buy snacks that are going to be easy for you to just grab and go. So, but
Yeah,
you
I
have to
think
schedule that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think what it is that, you know what I mean, I have some health related issues and I'll make the snacks, but then I'll leave the house without the snacks. So
Mm.
then that becomes a problem. And I think what I have to do is just buy, let's say, like those individual bags of beef jerky, or, just stuff that I could keep in the seats, or in the back in like a big lunch box, and it
Oh,
could be 10 of them. You know what I mean? Every day I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put a jar of protein in the car, and I always forget. And then here, I gotta go get a snack somewhere. You know what I mean? I could be go get a chicken breast somewhere, and it's $15 for one chicken breast, and that's a snack. You know what I mean? So then it's just like, okay, I'm hitting my meals, but now, I mean, I'm being effective, but I'm not being efficient.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think yesterday I was gonna sit down on the computer and kind of already have my calendar set for today's meeting. Unfortunately, well, you know what I mean, I decided to go to the King Spa and just kind of take the night off because, like I said, my thing was that I wanted to hit those workouts and my body was tired. And I was like, hey, you know what? Just take the night off, call it. Tomorrow, we'll regather and put the calendar together. It's only going to take us an hour. It's fine. You gives us time. And I think I need to schedule that. Buy snacks, stick them in the car. Check box. If you did it, you did it. If you didn't, you had the time to do it, and now you're not performing, you got to do it again.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna try working on that for sure.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, good, good. Thank you for sharing. How about anyone else? Esther, Evelyn, Karina?
Let's say as far as what it went well is, I would say the basement, finish with that. My eating habits, because I'm vegetarian right now, so I've been creating and cooking and eliminating, like I said, all type of meats. So it does take time because obviously, I mean, I don't buy the food. I'm very rare, go out to the restaurant. So pretty much I prepare all on my own. The exercise, I've been going to the gym. So I'm happy with that. And as far as what I haven't been doing is spending more time in training in the MLS, schedule training through Zoom to be more knowledgeable. I mean, I have my license, but I'm not really good about, the real estate. So I need to spend more time in the computer because there's a lot of videos that you can educate yourself. So
Yeah, nice.
that I need to do. I did spend some time, trying to look for properties, but I shouldn't because that's not my priority. However, I didn't find nothing anyway. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, good, good, good. Oh, thank you for sharing. That was good. Evelyn, muted yourself.
Yeah, so I've been trying to stick to my schedule as planned. I'm trying to cut down on, keeping work strictly like 8 to 5 and not doing, staying more than that because it's not worth it. So that's still a work in progress. I've been trying to declutter, which is another big thing. That's been very helpful. But what I have not been very successful in is cutting down my downtime on social media. So like if I say I'm gonna go to sleep at 10, I'll lay in bed at 10, but then, I'll grab my phone and start scrolling and scrolling, and the next thing I know it's like 11:30.
Yeah.
So that's something that's been pretty hard. I have not had any success in that. So I'm gonna have to put a timer on my phone or something, or let it drain so I don't have to, it's done. But that's something I have to work on because it's time consuming and I shouldn't be on it. I should be getting rest instead of, scrolling through Facebook.
Yeah, yeah, and it's so addicting too, right?
Yes, it is.
Maybe just keeping it away from you, right? Put
Yeah.
it in the bathroom. I've done that. I will put the charger and the phone in the bathroom, so I won't touch it. Like, okay, I'm done. Leave it here. Then this way, by the time I'm in bed, I'm so cozy and warm. Like I don't want to get back up.
Yeah, out of your room.
Yeah, that's what I would do if it was me, right? Like, but yeah, I get it. And then even if like give yourself grace because that's like a really hard habit to break. I think
It
most
is.
people can't.
Yeah.
So even if you did it twice, like this week,
Yeah.
that's a celebration there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I
True.
would,
True.
so I wouldn't beat myself up, but I would just try to like lessen it, and
Mm.
then before you can cut it off cold turkey,
Right. 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 We know.
Yeah, because I'm just like you. I think my problem's when I wake up in the morning. That's when I'm scrolling, like on the bed. I'm still like that. It helps me wake up, but I know it's not good. It's like I'm there like scrolling, like, but then it's like I shouldn't be scrolling. I should just be up and getting ready, like
True.
The coffee will wake you up.
Girl, something. That exam that I took, it was so funny because I stayed up to like 1 in the morning and then I woke up to like 6 again. Just like I know I was like, this is not healthy. You shouldn't be studying like this. But it was like the phone, like going through the phone that woke me up so I can actually get up and study some more.
Oh,
So
yeah. Yeah,
but,
just so many questions. Yeah.
yeah.
They're making confused too.
Yeah, that test is something else, man. I
Uh-huh.
barely passed it. I passed it with a 75. Like I passed it just in like I just passed it, you know.
Cool.
So I was like,
I
oh,
took
Okay,
that
deal.
exam and on one of the tests on the state test, I got a 98%, and on the
Wow.
oh,
on the
nice.
on the nation exam, I got a 93%.
Dang. Louis,
Wow.
you're an agent?
No, I'm not an agent though. No, unfortunately not.
No,
For
but
what type of test?
The real estate exam.
you took the real estate exam? Okay.
Mhm.
So you haven't gotten sponsored by an office? You don't want to get sponsored by an office?
It was like it was right before COVID, and then COVID happened, and then I
Oh,
ended up going back to my old job because real estate wasn't kicking off yet. And
uh,
and the next thing you know, it's like, well, I'll get it. I'll activate it a year later. A year late, like exactly like a year later, I'm like, oh, my real estate stuff. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, you're out of 1 year from the exam and you didn't get sponsored, so you get canceled.
oh,
Yeah,
I got
if you don't activate your license
So you have to
within,
take it again.
I gotta do it over again. Yeah. Mhm.
oh hell
Oh,
no.
you're pretty good. I mean, as far as you learn a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
98. Jesus Christ. 98. Like you got one wrong.
yeah. The instructor was just like, how did you do that? I'm like, I don't know. I just read the book.
That's
I need your studying
crazy.
tips.
Yeah, right?
Uh,
Yeah, what are your studying
It will
tips?
be a
Now I
piece of
want to
cake for
know.
you.
Well, the thing is, like, you know how to study. You pre-read the material, you take notes in the material, you show up to class, you take notes, you go home, you reread the material, you do the quiz, then you study again for the next chapter. That's all I really did.
Wow, that's awesome.
Mm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. That's awesome. Well, okay, cool. So, Karina, did you want to share a struggle and a success? I don't know if you're still braiding your hair, braiding your daughter's hair.
I'm not braiding anymore, but I'm driving now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
A success like for this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when it comes to managing your time.
Um, success. So I would say just managing with work, and the first communion for my daughters is coming up. So I'm always at church this week and last week. A struggle. I gotta leave social media for good because I'll do my homework and then 10 minutes later, I'm on Facebook scrolling. Like, how the hell did I get on Facebook? But yes, social media is killing me.
Mm.
I think that would be it. I've just been super busy and I've actually gotten things done last week. So I'm hoping it's the same for this week.
Good. Cool. Good. That's good. Share a success, even if it wasn't perfect. That's awesome. So here's some tips that I'm gonna share, and this is just something that I found very helpful, right? Find the burst of energy that you have and execute small tasks during that time. You guys know when you guys have more energy, right? Some people are night owls and some people are early birds. And some people work better in the morning, some people after lunch, you like, but so when is the burst of energy that you can be very proactive, that you can get very hyper focused, right? I would say when your guys are planning your calendars this week, think about those bursts of energy that hit you. Like, I know for me, like morning is usually my best time. Because I can knock a lot of things out early in the morning. After lunch, I kind of get a little sluggish, right? So that's just find those bursts of energy that you can really like nail things down. And then I want to share this. I don't know if anyone here has it, but for me, I have ADHD, right? I've been diagnosed with it. So that's why for me a calendar is essential because of the whole, not, I don't have ADHD, I have ADD. So I need a calendar because if not, I get very easily distracted. And that's why I love calendars and I love habits, because that's how I keep myself focused and organized. But one of the things that I learned was your brain, and this can go for anyone, it's like a computer, right? And my brain can be like an old, early 2000s book PC, right? And it like takes a longer time for it to get in that flow of focus versus someone else's brain. It could take them a lot quicker. Like they can go in and start getting focused right away. So for me, it takes me a lot longer. So identifying that that's what happens to you is critical, because if I'm about to start, let's say for example, like Karina in the books, the taxes, right? It takes her like at least 20 minutes just to even settle in and get focused and start really working on something, zoomed into what you're doing, right? And then it sucks because then if you get distracted, let's just say someone comes in, distracts you, that's the same amount of time that it's going to take you to revamp that all over again. So that's why it's like, find the burst of time, the least distractions. And this way, if you can recognize how long it takes you to really get into that flow, because once you're in that flow, you're great, you're working, you're operating, but find out how long does it take for your brain to even get to that point, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. So that is it for today.
Yeah. I have a quick question for the group.
Mm.
Any of you do meditation, or have you ever in the past meditate?
No, but I'd be interested in it.
I mean, I try, but because I hear so many from, like, especially from professional people, like people who have success, and they say that meditation is like the top, like pretty good. So that was, wondering if you guys experience or try. So I just wanted to hear.
I'll answer if after Karina or Lewis if they say anything.
Have you, Jennifer?
Yeah, I actually I do a lot. Like I do a lot. I do a couple things. For me, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Christian meditation, but when I was in my master's program, that was one of the things that I learned. So it's similar to meditation, but it's just a different method of meditating. So I usually, when I put on events, I'll try to do some meditation with them, or I'll do myself. And then with my middle kid, she had anxiety when she was little, so we would meditate in the morning. Like we would just sit down and just work on breath work, just try to shut everything off, just breathe, and just focus on your breathing. That was something that was recommended to me because she was struggling with anxiety, and nervousness and focus. So it's like, you meditate.
At what age?
How old was she? She must have just been in kindergarten.
Oh, wow. It was
because-
probably hard.
Yeah, it was during COVID, when they were all doing the Zoom stuff, and it was hard for her to focus because it was on computer. So I was like, let me try to like calm her brain and let's do some meditating. So I try to do meditation. I definitely always try to do prayer is a big thing for me. So even if I can't like meditate and just shut things out, at least I try to go into prayer. But there's a lot of evidence that your anxiety, like in the Christian meditation, when I was studying that, like your anxiety goes down, right? Like your blood pressure goes down.
The
You
focus,
actually,
right?
the focus, and actually, your marriage actually is more successful when you meditate. Like it was like a study, like people
Oh,
that
forget it.
meditate.
I'm not gonna do it. No, just kidding.
No, no,
No,
not at
just
all.
kidding.
You know, like you'll have a happy, healthier marriage or
Yeah, I
relationship.
completely, yeah, I completely agree. I believe you that it does those type of effects, and it's a very benefit.
Yeah. If you just go on YouTube and look up meditations or affirmations, or just you can play those YouTubes and just be
Mhm.
quiet and let those things speak to you, you know. Just
Right.
put meditations on YouTube and see what pops up.
Yeah. No, believe me, I tried before, and like one of the things that they say, even to like recognize and to be thankful for things, very simple things that you have, like think positive, think what you have, not what you don't have, you know. So yeah, it's I believe though. I believe so.
Yeah, yeah, good, good. I'm glad. So we have 10 minutes. You guys can work on your calendars right now.
Mhm.
Or
I
you
mean,
can,
that's one of the things that for this week, I'm gonna put it in, hoping in the next 2 weeks, I start even with 15 minutes, and increase probably to 20. I mean, because believe me, it's not easy. I mean, you have to get everything out of your mind. And I think in the morning, I'm gonna do it in the morning because that's when you wake up and you're thankful. And so those are the things that I'm gonna add it for the next 2 weeks.
yeah.
Mhm.
Wait, what just happened?
I think she got disconnected. Somebody got disconnected.
Oh, there she goes.
Here she comes.
Welcome back.
Sorry about that. Who did we lose? We lost Esther?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that was I didn't wasn't intentionally, like my internet just booted me off. I wasn't like trying to fall out. Oh, there she is. She booted off too? I wonder
Yeah,
if
it was both of you.
really? That's weird. It booted you off too? Maybe Zoom kicked us out both because we were talking about meditation. It's like, we don't need this conversation here. So like you're mute with the meditation part, when you do like the one that I learned, want to meditate, instead of like thinking of mantras, affirmations, or sounds, one of the things like to quiet your mind is like pick a word, and they call it Christian meditation because they want you to pick like they want you to focus on God, right? But you can do this with anything. Like it doesn't have to be God, right? If for anyone that doesn't, follow, if you have a different religion, but let's say like love, right? Like you want to meditate. So when you close your eyes and go into meditation, just keep saying in your mind the word love. Like keep focusing on the word love. If you do want to make it more Christian and more spiritual and more biblical, then focus Jesus or God or whatever word, but just pick one word and just keep saying that to yourself in your head. And then actually, when you're doing the meditation, if you find your mind wandering, so all of a sudden you start thinking about like groceries, like, oh, I got to go buy groceries, right? And your brain goes left field, come back to the word, because you want to silence your brain. But your mind actually starts talking about the most randomest things when you're trying to be quiet. So that's why they say pick one word and keep chanting that word in your mind, inside your mind, if that makes sense. So, and they call it Christian meditation because they want you to focus on God or Jesus or the Holy Spirit or whatever word. But I usually say love. Like for me, as the word is love that I focus on. So that might help you. I just wanted to share that.
I mean, because we're supposed to like not to think about it at all. I mean, like clear our mind.
Yeah,
Pretty
and
much, if we think about something, okay, analyze, recognize, but then try to clear your mind again, right? I mean, that's
yeah, to be completely blank.
mhm.
And it's scary for people to do that. Some people can't do that. You know, I've seen people try to meditate and they struggle with it. So, you know, whatever works for you to try to clear your mind, go for it. It was just, you know,
Mhm. Yeah, but yeah, YouTube give you a lot of tools that people do in different ways. So whatever, you know, it works. Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah.
for sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, so keep working on your calendars. I'm still gonna be here. You know, and then I want to make sure that I share the coaching program. I know Esther, you know about it. I don't know, Evelyn, I don't know if you've seen me putting it out there, the coaching program I'm putting out there. Louis, this is for women, so I apologize. I'm planning on co-ed. I'm doing co-ed stuff. Like I'm gonna start offering co-ed things now. Like my business event that I'm gonna do in May is gonna be a co-ed event, which I'm excited about. But right now I haven't implemented actual programs for men and women. But I have the coaching program. I'm launching it on Sunday, and that's a whole 12-week program that I'm putting together. And that's going to be specific topics like teaching topics, like the time management, the goals, the boundaries, the saying no, the conflict resolution, the you know, being confident. So I'm going through a whole series of topics, and then I do accountability every Wednesday that goes with it. Goal of it is for someone to come in and in 3 months get something done. Like, you know, you guys got a taste of it here, the way I set it up here with the time management, but it's part of like a whole bigger program that I put together for women. And I've seen people launch businesses and websites, and I've seen people do a lot of stuff within, like become lenders. Like I worked with a couple mastery in the program, and then they set up their Airbnbs. So I just get them in the process, you know, get them focused on what they got to focus on while teaching them how to be more of like a stronger entrepreneur, an individual, because it's both business and life. I kind of work on all those things. So just wanted to put that out there, Evelyn, if you're interested. Karina signed up.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So cool. We got 4 minutes. So any questions, comments? You guys, you know, next week we're gonna meet again. You know, anything you want to talk about before we wrap up?
No, we're gonna work on do our calendar.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I gotta find money. I have this property I'm dealing with right now. I gotta find money. That's one of my goals. So we'll
Wait a
see.
minute, so you found one?
Oh, yeah, I've got a couple already. So I'm like, I got a couple already.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever buy a property in not with a private, but with the Harmony Lending?
No, I haven't gotten to that level yet. I mean, that's probably like more like a Lewis question. So me, you might not know, Esther. So I've only really wholesaled or closed for things for Andrew. I haven't personally done my first flip, right? Or my first ¿cómo se llama la otra? The rental, right? I haven't gotten there yet. I just got divorced, so I couldn't hold property anyways.
Oh,
I couldn't, you know.
congratulations.
Thank you. Like, thank you. Evelyn went to my divorce
We
party.
gotta go out and celebrate, girl.
Right? I know.
Right, Evelyn?
Oh, I celebrated.
I don't want to give you a one back. I don't mind.
I know I celebrated, but so I couldn't really do anything. So all I did was wholesale. But now that I'm like really focused on there, like I'm driving for dollars every day. I mean,
Wait a
I'm
minute. So what exactly you were doing with Andrew? Were you trying to find properties?
and I was doing he would send me to some properties and for deals for him. Yeah, he was good at taking me with him to stuff like that. So I wasn't more in the rehab. I was all in that closing part. Everything from like the offer, from the following up with the clients to like the closing part. And then I would push that off to like Harry or Matthew after that.
But he was the one who like negotiating with the people.
Yeah, yeah. Me and I would do that too. Sometimes I would do that. He would pass me the deal and then I had to work with the person.
But were
But
you
they
also
were all
trying to
him.
find properties, like find properties for him?
Yeah, he would send me the properties to go look at them for him because he couldn't go
Right.
to all of them.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So I know how to find properties. That's not an issue for me. Like I know how to pick up the phone. I know how to knock on doors. I know how to. So that's what I've been doing all week. Like I've been on it. Like, so I'm looking at a property on Friday. I already put in an offer for a property, like, was it yesterday or today, to see if they'll accept it. I'm trying to put another offer on a different property. So some of these I'm on the wholesale. I want to keep one. So we'll see how these go. But yeah, I've been hustling for properties right now.
So actually you go and you pick like the neighborhood and then you go knock at the doors.
Yeah, I drive around and I look to see if they look distressed. And if they look distressed, sometimes I'll just save them and then I'll skip trace them and kind of figure out their situation. And I'll call and if they don't answer, then I'll show up at their door and I'll ring their doorbell. And
Well, how do you find out that are stressed?
uh,
If
so one, you look at the property and if it looks all beat up and like an elderly person lives there or they're not maintaining it, that's kind of one sign. Another sign is if you look it up on like PropStream, like let's say you get the address and you look it up on PropStream, it'll tell you like if they're short sale, if they're gonna they're in pre-foreclosure. It'll tell you all that information. It'll tell you if it's belly up. So
wait,
I can
which website?
PropStream. Now,
Something about
are you familiar with PropStream?
proper
Here,
stream?
Yeah. PropStream. That's what I'm using right now to like look up properties and see their situation. So like once I kind of figure out their situation, looking to I got PropStream will give me an estimate if it has equity in the property. So if it's like a property and like they're free and clear, then I'm like, oh, cool. Like this would be a great property. I know that they don't need a lot. So yeah, so that's kind of how I do it. Right now I have this one guy, but he wants too much money for his property and I don't know if someone still wants to buy it. Like I can still try to push it off, but we'll see.
Where at?
Stager, Illinois. But this would have to be like a all cash or hard money. Like private money lenders won't lend on it because the numbers are way too tight. So the back end value of this property is a duplex. It's 220. The purchase price, what I'm push it out there for is like 170. I'm kind of looking at, right? That's why it's so tight. But I was told that some investors don't care about the numbers. They'll just purchase properties because it may be of the cash flow. They're okay with putting money in the deal. So if since it's a duplex, right? I think it'll cash flow. The rents are like for 2 bedroom, 1 bath is 1,100 and it's two of them. So you can cash flow 2,400 a month with that property. So
Right, but you still have to pay the mortgage.
yeah, you still have to pay the mortgage, sure. Yeah. So, or someone that has cash, someone that buys cash, because there's investors that sometimes just buy cash. So it just depends.
Right. That it makes more money that way instead of living in the bank.
Yeah. So I'm debating if I want to put that one under contract and try to push it off to people. Somebody wants it.
What suburb?
Stager.
Stager?
Steger, S-T-E.
Oh, is that by Chicago?
Yeah,
South Chicago High.
it's past Chicago Heights. Yeah.
Yeah, right
Like,
next to.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a decent little house, and he claims that the rehab's only maybe about 23K. Maybe, you know, he got to do some roof work, some siding,
I
and
mean, the area is so.
the one I went to it already. It's nice in the block that he's on. It's not a bad block. It's right next to the park. So, it's not, yeah, his area is not bad. But yeah, I'm dealing with a couple properties right now. So if I find anything, I'll let you guys know. I'm gonna look at I'm gonna look at a multi-unit on Friday. I'm gonna look at a two flat on Friday in Wood, Illinois. So, and it's an off market.
Wood, Illinois?
Yeah, so if I can get that one locked in, and I think I can, back in value to that one's like 375. So it might be a good deal for somebody out there.
Hmm.
But I will let you know once I have it on contract.
Okie dokie. Yeah, but yeah, I guess like the difference in the private money versus the Harmony lending is that the Harmony lending, they're gonna be asking for certain percentage down payment, like 10% or even sometimes 15, right? And then, but then again, the interest is a little bit better for what I hear. It's a little bit better than 10%.
Well, with private money lenders, you're paying 12%, 2 points up front and 1 point a month, unless you negotiated something different. But that's the standard in Mastery.
10.
12. 10, you got a good lender. That's different. That's outside of what you're supposed to be paying. You're supposed to pay 12. So yeah, keep that.
Evelyn, do you pay 10 or 12?
It's 12.
I told you.
12?
Yeah, because the terms are for 6 months. So if you, let's say you went past your 6 months and let's say you had to go the full year, it's a total of 12 points. Yeah,
Yes,
with hard money lenders, it's cheaper. The rate is cheaper, but you are coming to the table with some money. And it's dependent on how many properties you have already. So let's
Right.
say you don't have any properties under your belt, you're gonna have to come to the table with 20%. 20% of 100, it's 20K. You come to the table plus closings, and then remember you're gonna have to pay for an appraisal, and there are other fees.
And then again, they don't pull, I mean, they ask you like the private lender, like have an idea what is your FICO versus the Harmony lender, for sure they're gonna pull your credit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
And that your rate is gonna be based on your credit.
Oh, absolutely.
So the lower it is, the more down payment they're gonna be asking because
Yeah,
So-
no, absolutely. There's always more loopholes when you're going through hard money. That's why it's better, but you're going through all these steps to get that money, right? Versus a private money lender. And if you
Right.
pay 10%, then keep using
Yeah.
that person.
I mean, the downfall is that when you go with them, then in order to refinance, it might take you, because if you are at the border of like 4.5, 5 months when you apply, chances are it might take a little bit longer. So you ended up passing the 6 months and ended up paying another 2 points. You know what I mean? If you keep in the property, have to refinance. So
How long was your rehab for that last property?
For the first one, it was 5.5 months. So I didn't pass the 6 months, which I was, I was happy that I didn't.
That's good. Okay, cool. Cool. Well, no, that's good. Good stuff. Yeah, if I have any deals that I'll wholesale off to you guys, I'll let you know.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, it's 9:07. Sorry for keeping you on. It's longer than we thought. But yeah, work on your calendars, and then when you guys have it done, just put it in the group, take a picture of it, so that people can be like, yeah, it'll be good encouragement for someone else to do it.
Sounds good.
All right.
Enjoy the week, guys.
All right, enjoy. Have a good week. Bye.
Bye.